She probably hung up. Hey, Nat, can you say goodnight to Diamond real quick?
Okay, we should be streaming. Can you hear me okay? Oh. Sharon. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure you could hear me.
Hey, I can hear you good.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Iowa has booked Indestructible. The Caitlin Clark show rolls on. We will have that for you right after the second half of Indiana.
see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Meeting. Okay, you guys can hear me okay? Okay, hold on 1 second. It's on here. Hey guys, good evening. I have quite the thing to share with you tonight, and I'm excited about it. And I hope that this helps you really kick off your 2024 really well and evaluate things with your business. So first of all, I made a little slideshow to show you guys right here. Okay. So I wanted to go over some things because a lot of people do not check the news tab. And I know we have people watching on our Facebook group as well. So you can definitely say hello there. I'm trying to watch those too. But I wanted to let you guys know that we have a flash sale tomorrow. And you can see it starts at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because it's 12 p.m. Pacific time. It says you can save up to 70% off in select products. And you can basically make sure that you are doing this on your website. We cannot do this through our workstation. So I have to repeat that. You cannot do this through your workstation. A lot of people ask me and then they message me when this is going on. You have to have a personal website. So if you're not enrolled in a website and you want to be part of this flash sale, then you make sure that you have a website that you can create a party on, and then people can go and they can attach it to that party when they're ordering. Also, let your customers know that this flash sale is happening. Some of you guys are super close to your next promotion or an incentive trip or being able to, increase your paycheck this month. So this is a way that Scentsy helps us. And also it can help you, meet your goals. Okay. This is the warmer of the month. That's going to be for next month. And I wanted to show it to you because some people have been asking me about it. I think it's super cute. I haven't got mine yet. So some people have gotten theirs, but mine hasn't come yet. And I heard that Shamrock Splash smells really, really good. So I wanted to show you that the warmer of the month and the scent of the month. Also, I wanted to show you what's coming. It's a little leprechaun guy, Liam, the Nightlight, and of course, Follow the Rainbow. And Follow the Rainbow actually became available where you can have early access to it if you want to make samples of it. I do like the fact that Scentsy gives us early access so that we can send it out to our customers. They can add it in their Scentsy clubs, or they can add it to the orders once they come available. So that's something that's coming. Also, I wanted to go over a couple of things. January has curated bundles. If you go into your website and your website, and you can go down to specials, and it'll say curated bundles. So they have those, which is Keep Calm and Spot On. It's a 6-bar bundle, and New Year, New You Counter Clean bundle. They're really fun to share with your customers. Also, the Bring Back My Bars are this month. And that's what a lot of us, I was reading some of your follow-ups underneath your shout outs, and a lot of you guys have been promoting your Bring Back My Bars. And they also had the Bring Back My Bar voting for next time. You're going to have the January Scent of the Month Candy Orchard is this month with the Sweetheart Warmer. I have been messaging a lot of my customers, asking them about the bouquet to see if they do maybe any kind of Valentine's gifts for their employees. I have 2 apartment complexes that do that every single year, and I curate boxes for them. And then January Whiff Box is really cool. It's like a spa. And then you have your Mardi Gras collection coming. Also, you can see here that we have the Valentine's Day collection coming on January 15th, the St. Patrick's Day collection on January 22nd, and then the Dalmatians collection is coming.
Hey,
And-
Shannon, we can't see those slides that you're showing them.
You can't see them?
No.
No, I put in the chat, we can't see nothing except the very first slide.
Really? Okay, hold on. That's too bad. I worked too hard on this. Hold on. Can you see this?
Yes, I can see that.
Do you see this?
Now we can.
I guess it won't present for some reason. I had it to where it would present. Let's see if it'll work now.
Okay.
Is it working? Let's see. Okay, I guess it's not working. So we'll just go back to Canva and you can see all the things. All right, so that's the Shamrock and the bar. That's the March St. Patrick's Day collection I was talking about. This is what I just talked about, the limited time offers and the thing for January. And this is where I was talking about that the Dalmatians collection's coming. This month, the host exclusive promotion is basically double half off rewards. I have been doing this with purifiers to where you can actually decrease the price by having at least 4 orders. That way you'll have 2 that you will be able to use your 6 half offs, and they would end up being $125, and then your other ones would be $250. You could have your free stuff and your half off stuff to work out the pods and divide it by 4. Ends up being somewhere like $208 or something like that. But it's a really cool way to be able to get orders for purifiers. You can see here that I just came back from leadership, and so did Casey. January 19th to March 2nd is going to be world tour throughout the United States, and ours is February 10th. If you're local to North Carolina, it's in Fayetteville. And then also you can see the join promotion this month is anyone who joins in January will receive the Scentsy dryer sheets. So I wanted to go ahead and put that in the beginning of our meetings from now on, because so many people do not check the news tab, and I wanted them to be able to see that here. Okay. I am going to stop for just a second, and let's see. Can you guys see me? Okay. And we just came back from leadership, and we were on a cruise, a very, very rocky cruise. So I still have sea legs, but it's not as bad. But it was Casey's first leadership cruise. So I asked her to share some aha moments and some things that she took away. So you ready, Casey?
Did it unmute? Can you
Yep.
hear me? Okay. Yes, this was my first, and it was very rocky. Today was my first day back at work, and sitting in front of the computer, I was more motion sick today than I was the whole time we were on the cruise. I kept getting very dizzy. I didn't get sick, but I kept getting very
Yep.
dizzy today looking at my computer screen. I was like, um, the experience was amazing. I can't say that I have one particular aha moment. My husband's was the Captain Sandy came and talked to us all about her book, and we all got a copy of her book. So my husband is a barge pilot, if you guys don't know, and he is a captain of a boat too. So he was super excited to meet her. Um, I think probably one of my biggest aha moments was that I did not realize that Orville and Heidi did not start Cincy. I think I did not know that. I was like, I've been in 3 months and I'm sitting here, the only person that did not know that, that the so listening to some of the leaders that have been in it for 15 years, that started when you had to like call Orville and Heidi to put your orders in or hand write out your orders, was very interesting. How rough Mexico has it or has had it, was an aha moment because they went, what did she say, almost 2.5 years without being able to get product.
Yeah.
So anytime that we are having a bad J month, I'm going to think about poor Mexico not having any product for 2 years. And she was saying it was like months before they could get orders, even when they did get, orders in and put through. So we have it really good, guys, compared to some of the other countries. I think that was a big aha moment for me. Meeting people from our 2 doors down from us was the whole team from Germany. So I got to meet and talk to them. Then there was one girl from Australia there. She was amazing. Her talk was amazing. It was very funny. She's very theatrical. She was very funny. She said she can't use blue wax because her cat thinks it's a watering bowl and drinks the blue wax. So she's like, I'm literally like peeling wax off of my cat's tongue and mouth. And the whole time she's like, it's safe, it's okay, guys. And I'm like, oh, we're not allowed to say that. All I can think was we're not allowed to say it's safe for consumption. But it was amazing. So if you're anywhere where you can get to it or earn it, I recommend you going because it was very nice to be able to sit down and talk to other leaders and see their outlook on things and how they've grown and hear their stories. I love hearing everybody's stories, and also being able to be so close and have questions answered by all the home office people was really neat.
Awesome. Let me add me back here. I'll put you right here. So for me, I think my takeaway was basically Deb Bowden does an amazing job, like amazing job with a leadership and being able to help the consultants. And you guys get to experience that at SFR and hearing her, whenever she is on the Tuesday training sometime. But something that she did, which actually next Tuesday, we usually have our meetings like every other Tuesday, but I was talking to like Casey and she has the sheet and I have the sheet. And she gave us a way to track our goals and to really dig deep into how we want our Scentsy business to look like in the future. And I've had a hard time doing that because I'm just present like day by day by day. If you give me a goal, if you give me a goal, I usually will meet it because I'm an Enneagram 3 and I am competitive and I like challenges. But when there's some questions on here though that really were very, very hard for me. And I think Casey, you said they were for you too.
Yeah, because
Um,
I'm somebody that like I can make a plan and you tell me what to do and like I can do it, but like seeing myself in 20 years, like I can't see past tomorrow hardly. I don't know what I'm doing, so it's hard for me to say, "Oh, where do you see your business at in 20 years?" I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully still going.
right. And what was so amazing was watching consultants that have been there for 17 and 18 years, knowing that they didn't know that this was going to last as long whenever they joined. And saying, this does have a longevity to it, that you really do need to start planning things out. Who do you want to leave your stuff to, or what do you want your business to look like in 10 years? And, how do you want to automate it? How do you want to do things? So it was very challenging for me because I'm the kind of person that I was so bad in physics, but if you give me an equation and give me the numbers and I plug them in, then I can get you the answer. But if you tell me to come up with the equation with all the components, I can't figure it out. And that's how it was doing this sheet. So that is why I wanted to open this up for next Tuesday for anyone who wants to goal plan with us and to really see how to do this, because she gave us like 8 different components that are needed in order to be able to have success in this business or any business or even in your life. And so we will have a special training next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock just for the goal planning. And we'll try and get that sheet loaded up so you guys can do it along with us, or maybe we'll just create questions, because I know it's really big. It's probably hard to scan, but we'll make it happen. Okay. So it was really fun, and we look forward to you guys coming with us next year, whether it be a cruise or whether it be, in Mexico or some kind of resort or something. I know for a while there was a joke because Mexico had such a really hard time getting product. And if I remember correctly, Heidi and Orville flew to Mexico one time, and I don't know if Sharon or somebody was with me at SFR, might have been Annette, and Orville was actually detained. The authorities detained him because they have such a strict customs rule that when things come in, they have to go through so many things. So they detained him and told him that if he came back, he would be arrested until that got straight. So he could not go back to Mexico for like a very long time. And it was a joke that we wouldn't have leadership in Mexico again. Maybe that's why they left for a mission while they figured it out. But anyway, it was really interesting. All right. So tonight, well, first of all, let me jump to this. Let me share my screen again. Okay. See if you guys can see this. Okay. It should have shared. Yeah, there it goes. So this is our Scentsy incentive for the whole year. I am so excited about this because we have been really looking forward to a way to celebrate 20 years with Scentsy. It's unreal. And every single month they have something that you can actually earn it for that month. And the cool thing is if you don't get all 12 and you get 9 out of 12, you still can get some fun things from Scentsy. I had a picture of all the prizes, but I don't have them on here now, but they'll be on our Facebook group. So January is sell 20, bring back my bars, which is not very hard to do at all. So once you get that, then you just need to check it off. Every month I'll have something in the features tab so everybody can keep up with their incentives. And then you'll have February, March, April, May, all the way to December that will have really fun things around what it is that Scentsy's doing. So on the next Zoom that we have, I'll actually have something at the end of the month that we're going to do around that. Okay. Any questions about the incentives at all before we move on? Okay. Let me go back. All right. So tonight I wanted to talk to you guys about being a successful Scentsy consultant. And this is going to apply to anyone who is brand new in this business to, you've been here for 15, 18 years. The only difference with someone who is new is going to be that you might not be able to do some of the activities that we're going to need you to do. But if you have been around at least a month or two, you will be able to. Tonight, I'm going to show you and tell you how to create a leads list. I did this activity and it absolutely opened my mind because you hear from us all the time telling you to do follow-ups, go back this far, do this, do that. And we do, and we put them in a project broadcast, or we send out emails, or just like tomorrow with the flash sale, we're going to do everything we can to be able to get these orders. But what I really want to teach you is the foundation of your business, and how you can grow it and how you will be able to talk to people about your business. Some people say there's just not enough people to talk to, and that's not true. I think that I could leave this house and talk to somebody every day about Scentsy because I have made this a lifestyle. And when you make this a lifestyle, just something that just comes out of your mouth, it might be that somebody likes the color purple while you nail polish. You're like, oh, I love it because that's what my company's color is. Oh, well, what's your company? Or whatever. I always find a way to be able to, and I don't do it on purpose. It's just so natural for me now. And I know a lot of you guys have gotten into that kind of lingo to where it's just natural because it's something that you absolutely love. And to be successful in this business, well, if you're new and everything, of course, you want more customers. But if you've been in this for a little while and you have a follow-up system, it's not necessarily that you have to have new customers and better follow-up and better leads coming down. It's you can sometimes take what it is that you have and you can actually make more money and have more interaction just from what you have right now. And I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. You got to change your mindset about the business and you got to figure out where you're focusing. If you're going to focus on the fact that nobody wants to buy any bring back bars, then probably nobody's going to buy any bring back bars. But I promise you, people do buy bring back bars. If you know that something is only available for a little bit of time, there's a scarcity around that some people want to not miss out on. So if you did get the bring back bars, it gives you a chance to be able to share them with other people. If you didn't make samples and you got the bars, just pass the bars around. I mean, I dropped off some stuff to the last time I had bring back my bars. I dropped off a couple of cubes to a place and just let them pass them around. You will do whatever you can with whatever you have. It does not have to look perfect. And that is one thing that I want you guys to know. Perfect procrastination is whenever you think it needs to look a certain way and it's keeping you stuck because it doesn't look that way. So I promise you, if you just move forward with whatever it is you have, it will make a difference. What we're going to talk about tonight is going to be a major shift in your business, I believe. It totally shifted mine. Whenever I sat back and did this, I was sick with pneumonia, as you guys know, from like December 13th to like January 1st. So I was really able to sit back and inventory my customer base and my business because I didn't have much more to do. And I did this training around that and thought, oh my gosh, this is just going to really help people. So if you're struggling in your business right now, I mean, we're in January and I don't believe in the J months anymore. When I came into Scentsy, everybody used to talk about the J months, January, June, July. Nobody ever buys in January, June, July. Well, let me tell you what, Scentsy blew that myth wide open because some of our January, June, and Julys have been bigger than some of our Octobers and some of our Novembers. I mean, there was one time that we had the flash sale in March when I was doing my business analysis report. And my sales in March were up there with my sales from November. And that was that sale of 21 where we had that huge flash sale. And we'll be able to look at that. Some of you guys, I have done the one-on-one with you already. And some of you guys, I'm doing them this week. And we're actually going to look at your bar report so you can see where your strengths are and when things happened last and what was working for you. So if you're struggling, I want you to know it's not because you aren't capable to being able to do this. It's because maybe you just need a new approach. And when I share this with you tonight, I think it's really going to help you. There's going to be 3 areas that we're going to focus on. And I've got the sheets. And as soon as this is over, I will put them on the page so that you guys can print them off. I do think that if you have good notes, you can put them in good notes. You can print them off, keep them on you. But I think it's really going to help you. But you're going to be looking at your customers, you're going to be looking at your past customers, and you're going to be looking at your engagement post. Now, this is a 12-week program that I have been doing. And so what I plan on doing is taking you through this slowly to be able to see the scales fall off your eyes, just like they did with mine. To be able to say, wow, I really do have an abundance here, but I didn't even realize that I do. And when I started doing this, I think I was talking to Shannon today, I don't remember. But the people who bought from my purifiers aren't people who have bought from me in a really long time. I was going through, it was Michelle. I was going through, like, I had 15 orders of purifiers. Some of the people haven't bought from me in 6 years. Some of the people bought from me 2 or 3 years ago. I think there was only 2 of them that were recent customers. Everybody else was years and years. I asked them what it was that made them buy. And they said, number one, they saw me go live. I almost didn't go live. I had posted it and people were just commenting or, oh, it's too much. But when I went live and showed them the filter change and showed them all the things, they were like, you know what? I'm going to buy in now because for $200 and whatever dollars is better than my Era system over here. That was $1,000. Most of the people who did buy were people who were trying to practice green, clean kind of things in their life. And so the purifiers really did speak to them. But one thing I noticed was I had to post that purifier probably 12 different times before I actually had some people, you know, have what do you call it, momentum with my post. And then once I went live, it started to get to people. So don't just post it and pray, and don't just post it once or twice. Keep posting it, because I promise you, Facebook is so messed up. The other day, Annette was telling me, did you see what I saw, what I wrote on Facebook? And I'm like, no, I hadn't seen your feed in like a month. And I went into her feed, and there's all the stuff that she'd been talking about, and I didn't see it, when normally I do see things like that. So just keep posting it. Don't think that people don't want anything, or that they're not, you know, they're probably not seeing it. And then have that interaction with them that's like one-on-one, which we're going to talk about in a second. So like I said, we're going to work about 3 areas tonight: customers, past customers, and engagement on people. So 2 ways that you are going to be able to build this business is, 1, you're going to either find new customers, or you're going to make existing customers worth more money. Okay. That's what I was talking about, the abundance of what we have here. You'll be able to maximize your lifetime customer value. Now, one way that Scentsy has already, you know, plugged into this is with our monthly clubs, our Scentsy clubs. That people actually go in and they're like, oh, I got to have Twilight, I got to have Lana Sarah, I got to have all these things. And then they make a Scentsy club. Or maybe they want to have their laundry every 2 months, every 3 months. I ended up having to put mine on a club because I couldn't remember to keep putting it in. And then all the people that get laundry from me, I messaged them and said, hey, look, I had to go in and do this because I'm constantly forgetting to do it. I just want to remind you, if you want to do this, this is available. And they're like, oh, you can do that? Yeah, I want to do that. So that was kind of cool. And of course, whenever the scent goes away, then they have to go back and find another scent. But it did work out for me in order to get my Scentsy club to be able to grow. All right. So another thing we're going to do is it's not so much about the people that you're going to meet and the customers that are going to come your way. This is going to be a lot about improving your systems and the quality, the back end of your business. And that is something that I really wish someone would have sat down and told me and dissected my business the way that we can with the bar reports. Now, we didn't have bar reports up till about a year ago, I think it was. We didn't have a lot of the things that we're teaching you now, because I think as technology grew, as they started to get like Constant Contact, as we had Project Broadcast, they were able to do a lot of data mining, and they were able to say, you know what, there is something to this. Let's figure it out. So that's something that I'm going to show you guys tonight. We want to have people to continue to buy from us, right? And there's a reason that they buy from us and not just anyone, or not just going to Scentsy.com. It says that referral, 77% of customers would prefer to buy from you after a single purchase if they have a good experience. Okay? If they have a good experience, 77% of people will come back to you. So that is up to us to create that customer experience, right? I mean, I am so guilty. There was a lady that wanted an angel warmer, and I was in a rush, and I got the angel warmer, and I didn't have a bag, and I put it in this really pretty bag with a ribbon on it. And then I put it by the front door, and then my dog tore it open and didn't have the bag anymore. And so I just grabbed the box and I put it in my car, and I try and find something, and I found this like clear bag. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm doing exactly what I tell them not to do, you know? And so then when I got it to her, I was like, I am so sorry that it is in this bag, but I did have you a really pretty bag, and my dog tore it open. But she thought it was so funny. She's like, that's fine. It was just about the warmer. But if I wouldn't have said that, I think she'd have been like, I can't believe that this consultant just left this in a little clear bag. So it's all about that experience, following up with them, making sure that they're happy with things, giving them things to try. Especially after you deliver it for the first time. So you've got to create that experience. Another thing that you're going to do is learn how to upsell. They call it cross-sell and upsell. So basically, if somebody wants 4, you're going to say, okay, well, a 6-pack is $30, right? So instead of just saying it's $24 for $6 more, you can get $30. So with every person who always gives me an order, I always try and upsell them, because I know that I'm saving them money, and I know that I'm creating a better value for them. The next thing would be upgrading them to your team. So one thing that he said was that sometimes we talk to the wrong people, right? And we get so discouraged because we're like, they said they were going to join. They said they were going to join, but they never did, right? And so sometimes they're better customers than they are actually consultants. And we talked about that today when I was doing some calls, and we were looking at some people that we were like, oh, they would have probably been a better customer. But sometimes it's that we need help serving these people to get them to the next step. And that's a skill that you learn. It's not something that you just can do. I mean, some people are natural salesmen, right? But sometimes whenever you can hone the skill and really be able to serve them well, then you're going to really be able to help them and onboard them to be the consultant they need to be. Hey,
Receipt and card.
okay, that's
I
fine.
put 15%.
Okay, that's fine. All right, tell Dad that the roast and everything's in there.
He's gonna go work out.
Okay. All right, sorry. Her haircut and her hair appointment lasted 4.5 hours. I've never been in a 4.5 hour hair appointment. Okay, go back to what I was saying. So, there's going to be way more money that you guys are going to be able to make with the existing customer base that you already have. It says 14 customers are 14 times more to get other customers to be able to buy from you whenever they have a good experience. So that's your referrals. Customers, what is it? Customers retention is going to be 50% whenever you consistently have a follow-up. So I'm sorry, 75% when you consistently have a follow-up. How many of you guys will give somebody like a black raspberry vanilla bar and maybe give them some whiffs to try with it? 9 times out of 10, they will buy what it is that you give them to be able to try. If they don't like it, then we usually find something else that they would like, or we try a different product to give to them. And then it says that one thing he called us, which was really interesting, was he said, I want you guys to be business builders, not glorified order takers. And I was just like, that is really good. Because a lot of times whenever, my thing is acting crazy, hold on. A lot of times whenever we are in the middle of the flash sales or the limited time offers or the purifier or whatever it is, we just take those orders and take those orders and take those orders, but we lose track of who our customers were and what they did because we keep moving so fast. And the other thing is we over automate our business sometime. I know when I started Project Broadcast and I would send things out to my customers and I'd say, hey, you know, this is Shannon. This is my business number. This is a great way to be able to get me. I know there's some customers I still talk to on my phone and on Facebook messaging and things too. And they almost were a little bit put off because I was going through my business phone. And so I was just like, okay, how can I fix this? Because I was sending out these messages and they're getting them from the business and they were like, okay, Shannon's heart isn't into this. So I had to actually do Project Broadcast, but then do my follow-up through like messaging or through my phone number and just let them know you're going to hear from me from Project Broadcast every time there's a sale, every time there's a limited time offer, anytime that I have a personal special, etc. But your relationship is very important to me. So when you respond, I'm probably going to message you from my phone or in Facebook messaging. And it seemed to be received a lot better because it didn't seem as businessy. So one thing that did happen from 20 and 21 was that we started to automate so much with our onboarding processes and our customer relationships that we lost the connection with our customers that we actually needed to keep. Those touch points that are really, really important. So you need to make sure you know who bought from you, you know why they bought from you, and we're going to go into that. So tonight, like I said, I'm going to show you some things. I got to share my thing. Oh, well, actually, I'll do it in a second. All right. So you're going to learn a system tonight. I'm going to show you these forms and it's going to be better for you to serve your customers. It's going to help you create a better experience for them because you're going to be able to really categorize it. And I used to categorize mine like A, B, C. These customers are A, these customers are B, these customers are C. This is how much they, bought from me, whatever. But that can change. It can change so quickly because my neighbor might need a light bulb and then next month she might buy a diffuser from me or a purifier, and then she might just get 6 bars. So all of a sudden I can't put her in the $100 category, and then I can't throw her into like every now and then category. So this really helped me a lot more. Another thing that is so important, and he asked us this question, and that was, how do you know if you have a problem in this business? How do you know that this is going to be for you? And so you have to really look at your business and you have to say, if you can get customers, but you're not growing a team, then this is something that you really need to do in your business, what we're going to do tonight. Because I can look at people's sales and I can see somebody selling like $3,000, $4,000 a month, but then I don't see any recruiting. And not that I'm like, oh, you got to recruit, but out of $3,000 or $4,000, I'm wondering, did they even offer the earner kit? Did they do things that would really help them be able to build their business and be able to bless that person with the commission instead of them taking it? So I have to have those conversations. And when he looked at us and said, if you have no problem getting customers, but you're not building your team, then you really need to do this. The other thing was that the greatest opportunity that you have to transform somebody else's life is going to be after they buy from you. It's not going to be about sweetening the deal. It's not going to be about discounting your products, because a lot of times when you discount your products, they're always looking for you to discount your products. And that drives me crazy. I would tell my customers sometime, if you're a VIP with me, or if you are very loyal, then there'll be some times that I'll have some half offs that I don't want, that I might offer them. Say, hey, I've got a half off. Does anybody want it? Right? Or I might have some bars I want to get rid of, and I'm like, okay, I might mark them down a little bit. But it's not always going to be that. If you're somebody who does the 10 bar special all the time, people aren't going to want to buy 6 for $30. They're not going to want to go up to your tent and pay $6.42. They're not going to want to do that if they know that you discount it all the time. So make sure of that, because when you discount your products, you're also discounting you and you're discounting your business too. And this is a business that we have to be able to really stand up and be proud of. And I don't want anyone doing that. Okay. The other thing is, you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times about transactional and transformational, but the transaction is actually the gateway to being able to have that transformation. That is why after you deliver the products, you have that chance to make that experience very memorable, be able to get those referrals, be able to open it up to if they do want to join your team, or to be able to create a VIP experience for them that they want to be able to offer to their friends. So, like I said, there's 3 areas we're going to talk about: customers, past customers, and engagement posts. Every person that comments on your Facebook or likes it, and I know some people want to take away the like button or the love button, but you guys, the like button and the love button is actually a call to action that people have to actually push that like or that love. So they are actually giving you an engagement even though they're not commenting. Now, it might happen on the team page, might be a little bit different, because we do want you to comment. We do want to see the things that you're doing and the concerns you have and the praise reports. So I can understand people saying, stop liking things. But on your page, when people like things, that is a call to action. So every person that does that is actually an engaged lead. They took the action to like it, to share it, or to comment it. So some of these ideas, and I want us to brainstorm for a second, is how many of you guys have ever done a raise your hand post? Has anyone ever done a raise your hand post? Like, raise your hand if, okay? Does anybody want to share one that you've done to where you've had people comment? You can write it or you can unmute yourself. I don't know if anybody wants to share. Well, for example, you could say, raise your hand if you hate laundry. Raise your hand if the first thing you smell when you come in your house is blah, whatever it is. Raise your hand if you wish it was a lot easier to be able to do blah, whatever it is. Raise your hand post. Most people are going to raise their hand. They're going to like it. They're going to love it. They won't really comment. But the raise your hand post creates a lot of engagement for you to be able to go back and talk about. So tonight, I want us to come up with a raise your hand post. What is something that we could say on our Facebook page? And actually tonight, when you get off, you're going to do it. What is something that you could ask, raise your hand about? You can use it in your in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. But what is something? Think about it for a second, because you got to think about, who are you talking to? Who is the specific person that you're talking to? What is the problem that you are trying to solve? And also, what are the results that you want to get? So, anybody have anything?
I'll go.
Okay.
I haven't sold any yet, but I'm still trying. What about raise your hand if you hate how stuffy your house gets in the wintertime?
Oh, I love that. I love that. That's really good. Write that down. You should use that one tonight. That's really good. Does anybody else have one? Think about all the products that we have and think about something that not necessarily about the product, but something around that product. Raise your hand if you would like to know a way to make laundry easier, right? Raise your hand if I'm trying to think of one. Well,
Raise your hand if you have sticky boys.
yeah. I mean, just think about it. Raise your hand about your car. Raise your hand if you wish your car smelled better. Raise your hand. I mean, just be really creative and do the raise your hand post, because when you see the raise your hand post, people are going to raise their hand because you're not asking them to do anything, but it still is a call to action. All right. So one of the things we're going to do tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you, is that we're going to look back the last 90 days of our business, and we are going to, I want you guys, you're not going to do it right now, but when I give you the sheet, you're going to write down your customers, you're going to write down what they bought, okay? And you're going to see what else is on that sheet. Then we're going to go past customers. Past customers are past 90 days. Because I don't know if you guys remember me telling you this or not, but if someone hasn't bought from you, with Scentsy is a little bit different. I'd say 6 months, but other businesses like maybe makeup or maybe like, I don't know, jewelry or something, if they go past the 90 days, a lot of times they call them the qualified leads. So they go from being a customer to a qualified lead. And we talked about that in our last call. So for us, I would say about probably anywhere between 3 to 6 months. If they haven't bought from you in 3 to 6 months, they're not necessarily a customer, they're a qualified lead. So that's when you got to really say, okay, I got 50 VIP happy mails that I want to send out. Do I want to send it to all my past customers, or do I really want to concentrate on the last 90 days? So that's whenever you can actually differentiate, you know, who are your customers and who are your qualified leads. So your past customers are going to be anyone who hasn't bought in the last 90 days. And I would only go back a year. I wouldn't go back like so far. Like these people who commented on my purifier post, I probably have not talked to them in that long either. I know Monica, I hadn't talked to her in like 6 years. I know another girl that was Phyllis, I hadn't talked to her in probably 4 years. So she just happened to see my stuff, and I would not have had her on my list to send things out to her because she hasn't bought from me in so long, right? But now that she has bought from me, she's going to be moved to my VIP, my 90 days. And the last thing you're going to do is I want you to go into your Facebook. I want you to look at your posts. First, I want you to see in the last, I don't know, just scroll through. You know, we're good at scrolling Facebook. Scroll through and see what posts got the most likes, what posts got the most comments that you have on your page. Then I want you to go into your post again, and I want you to write down who engaged on those posts. All right. So, you know, if you had something inspirational and about your faith or something, you're going to have people that are engaged. You can be like, amen, that's great, blah, blah, blah. It's not a product thing, but you still had engagement. That's the way you can reach out to them, and we can do the next couple of things that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to show you these sheets that we're going to actually print off. Okay. I don't know if can you guys see this? Okay. So this is the first one that I'm going to put on there tonight, but it's like, make a list of your current customers, and you can print off as many as you need, right? I'm going to start with like 30 customers, and you write down their name, product they bought, the problem, why you think they bought that product. I have a girl named Tiffany, and she's constantly wanting wax because she has dogs and cats, and she's always letting me know, oh, my cats and the dogs, I can smell them again. I know that would be a problem. Why are they choosing you? Well, you probably don't know that unless you ask them, right? And sometimes that's a really scary question. I mean, I send out a survey sometimes to my customers, and I'll say, okay, I got to have thick skin here, but how can I be a better consultant? Why do you choose me? And some of them will flat out say, you can give me my stuff and I'm still waiting for this, or whatever it is, because they slip between the cracks. This is a way that won't happen. And I'll let them know whenever they do respond that way. I am really sorry. This is why I want to do that, because I don't want to lose you again. So why are they buying from you? What kind of results are you having? Meaning, like, are they going to be a loyal customer? How often do they buy from you? Any kind of notes that you have. And you guys, this sheet is something that you will have in front of you to be able to do your current customers. The next one is your past customers. That's going to be the people who purchased in the last year. I think that, like I said, go back 90 days. After 90 days, you can put them as a past customer. What products did they buy? What problems did they have there? What won't help? Meaning, like, now, what can you help them with? How can you serve them now? Because it's already passed this long, right? It might be something as how's life? What's going on? Your child graduated. I mean, you're going to have something to be able to have those conversations with them again, to be able to bring it up. You don't want to just be like, hey, you hadn't bought Scentsy in 4 months. And then what's their goal? What is their goal? If it's somebody who buys laundry, I would say your goal is to get them in the Scentsy Club, because I know how many of us only go and get the laundry when we're almost out. I know a lot of us, or better yet, me, I run out and then I have to run to the store, just like cat litter. I have to run out and run to the store. But when you have the Scentsy Club, it's coming right to you right before you're getting ready to run out, and it's a lot easier. So that would be like a goal for them. The next one that you're going to have here is your engaged leads. That's going to be the interactions on your business and product related posts in the last 14 days. And it doesn't necessarily have to just be your business and your product post. It can be a personal post. You might have put a picture of your cat and someone put, comments underneath it or liked it. I want you to keep up with all the comments and all the posts, the comments, the likes, the lead, whatever, the loves that you have had in the last 14 days. Because the next thing that we're going to do, not tonight, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to contact these people and what to do. But the homework that you're going to work on this week and next week is going to be to collect the data. That is how Scentsy data mines. Whenever they do these calls and they're like, did you know between the ages of 22 to this, buy this product? Did you know most Disney products are 40 years old and older? Because a lot of people can identify with that feeling of seeing Snow White, of feeling Dumbo, these classic Disney things. We want to buy them for our grandkids. So they looked at the demographic and they saw, wow, Disney is really 40 and up. Oh, well, the to-go or the go things, the fans, they are more towards this age. And then they can look at what you've done. If you ever call Scentsy and say, I want to know what I have sold and who am I really targeting? Michael Borg would have a call with you. I think that we had that one time with him last year. He'd say, this is your demographic. This is who you really are selling to. And they will teach you how to do 22 to 90 years old. But there is a niche somewhere in there that you guys feel more comfortable with than not. I don't feel comfortable with the new Gen X and the new millennials. The way that they think is amazing. They're very quick on their feet. They do not have an attention span at all to be able to stay with us very, very long. We know this for a fact. Even my daughter was telling me, if you're going to send me something, just like my new onboarding system, and I'll show you guys this, but my new onboarding system is basically if somebody joins my team and we're getting them to Shooting Star, or maybe they're getting ready to join my team and they haven't yet, I have one page on Canva that I have created with 4 links on it. And it's basically to go to the collections, to go to the clearance, to go to the collections, the clearance. What's the other ones? I can't remember. The LTOs and something else. Oh, bundle and save. And then it says, please help Michelle. She's launching her party. You can go to these things and shop. Share with your friends and she can get, she'll be able to get her Shooting Star. It's one page, one link that she sends out to everybody, because that is how the new generation thinks. They don't want to have to watch a long video. They have maybe at the most 2-minute span, right? Those that are younger, and you guys probably will tell me this because Peyton was sitting there telling me, Mom, I'm not going to really stay in an hour call, but I will if it's going to be beneficial for me. But if not, I'm going to hit the replay and I'm going to forward it to what I think is going to be interesting. So you got to remember, everybody is going to be different. I like to read. I like to study. I like to research. I like to listen to classes. I like to do that kind of thing. So you're going to have different people that you onboard that you're going to have to learn their learning style. And so one of the things we're going to do is you're going to be able to figure out, are your customers the kind that they see it and they're going to buy it right away, right? That instant gratification, or are they going to be somebody who has to be put their toes in the water and feel the water and how it feels. So this is going to be one of those things that are going to help you. All right. So that is your homework for the next week and a half. I want you to work really, really hard on gathering this data, because you'll be able to figure out who your customers are, why they bought from you. You can do a Survey Monkey if you want to and send it to your customers and ask them, why did you buy from me? I can actually put one of my surveys that I've put on, sent out to my customers on our page if you want to see that. But the last thing that I want to remind you guys of is that to become a successful Scentsy consultant, there are going to be 4 areas that you really need to work in. And one is going to be, it's either adding new customers or actually seeing the abundance that you have and being able to find more value in that. It's going to be partying. And when I use the word party, it's not necessarily the home parties or anything, but partying for me is anytime you can get $200 in orders, anytime that you can get that $200 mark to where it opens up a kit for someone that you can offer. And you don't always have to offer it to the host. You can offer it to the people who bought from the party if the host doesn't want it. I've had a lot of people that wanted to join that way. And I never knew that at first. I thought, oh, well, this is going to hurt the host's feelings. No, I tell the host, well, you don't want it. Are you okay with me offering it to somebody in your party? A lot of times they're like, oh, I don't want them making money off me when I can make money off of them. And then they'll join. But sometimes they're like, yes, please do that. So when you have parties, it's going to be $200 or more. That's what I mean. And if you have 2 to 3 monthly parties, depending on what it is that your PRV is, if you have a $2,000 goal, then you might want to have 4 $500 parties. Or if you have $200 parties, you might want to have 10, Facebook parties or basket parties, whatever it is that works for you and your style. You just want to make sure you're partying every single month. Okay. The next thing is sponsoring. I know that some people are like, I don't like to hear about recruiting. I don't like to hear about sponsoring. And some people are just absolutely recruiting bosses. But I believe that every person that buys from me, I always lead with the opportunity first. And I'm not pushy. Have you ever considered what I do? Nope, not really. Oh, okay. Well, have you smelled the new scents? Oh, I'd love to. And then I can actually go back to what I said in the beginning, which was, when I asked you, have you ever considered what I do? Well, you collected $250 in orders. So if you were to enter this as a consultant, this is how much you would make. This is your free and your half off items that you would get. And those people would be your customers. That is why I asked you in the very beginning, have you ever considered doing what I do? So it's like a full circle. And if they're like, no, and they just want to close the party and get the free stuff and half off stuff, I ask permission to be able to follow up with them with a join special or anytime that I have another kit that might be open. And I'll message them and say, hey, you told me to remind you if I ever had another earn a kit. Yes, one opened is $59. If you want it, you can have it. I just got to change my host information. So that is one thing that I do. And I do believe that helped me sponsor a lot in the fall, was that if my host didn't want it, I offered it to the people in her party. And I always led with the opportunity because I believe that the opportunity is one of the best products that we have. Okay. And then the next thing is going to be helping your team members promote. It's going to be onboarding your new consultants, helping them get to certified, but don't stop at just certified. Help them get to lead, help them grow the business. Because the more that you help them, it's going to help you as well. So when you do those kind of things, it's really going to start with your customer service, because your customers are going to be upgraded to your team members. I'm a big believer in that. It might take years, it might take months, it might take weeks, or they might come up to you at an event and join on the spot. I don't know. But I do know that if you listened to most of the people that spoke at leadership, if you listen to people that have been in this business for a really, really long time, they definitely sponsored. I mean, some people, Jen Audette has a thing where she says, sell $2,000 a month and sponsor 2 people a year, and then you'll end up having this kind of income. She has a big thing on YouTube if you go look at it. Some of the people that were on stage, they said they're not real big recruiters and not big sponsors, but they did offer it to people and they taught their teammates to be able to offer it. So maybe they weren't, but their teams grew. There was one girl that actually said, I think she had 4 people in the beginning, but one of the girls that were underneath her recruited like 34 people in 2 months. And all of a sudden she went from having 4 to like 40. And then all of a sudden she had this, and she was like, I only had this many legs, but I taught my team to do these things. And I would practice them. And if it didn't work for me, it's okay. But I was still teaching them how to do it because she was actually being a role model. And she would tell them, hey guys, I offered the opportunity today. Nobody wanted it. It's okay. I'm going to keep doing it. And then whenever she would do it and they would finally say, hey, I'm going to join, she would say, hey, I have a celebration. I actually had somebody join. And the people that were actually sponsoring like crazy, they would all celebrate together. So I just want you to know that the opportunity is probably one of our best products. And that is why a lot of people get to go to the trips and like the Mediterranean or do these things because they help their team members be able to promote. In turn, they're able to promote and do really well. And then when they have all these conversations and they have these parties, they actually have a pool of people to be able to talk to about sponsoring. So, but it starts, like I said, it's going to start here. This is where we need to target. We need to target with who are you serving right now? Who are your customers? What are they buying? Why are they buying them? And why are they choosing you? When you find out those things, that's going to be a conversation that you can open up with your customers to be able to see, engage. Is it something they've ever considered? And if they say no, no big deal. All you got to do is put them in the VIP, let them know whenever specials are going to be, and just serve them so well to where they would want to be part of this because we have an amazing time. We do have a lot of fun in this company and they have a lot of great, wonderful things that are coming, down the chute. So, that is part of becoming a successful consultant. Now, the second part of this, I'm going to actually do next week on our page. So I will tell you, I'm going to go live and we're going to talk about the second part because there's so many parts of it. There's no way I can do it every other Zoom for us to be able to really get this done. So next week, this week, you can go through and you can do all the homework. If you need help with it and you want me to help you with it, I will. But I believe you know your customers. You might have somebody who actually has a PWS order. You never met them before. Guess what? It's time for you to meet them. It's time for you to message them. It's time for you to say, hey, you know what? You ordered on my site in November. Was that a Christmas gift or was it something for you? Did you enjoy it? Did they enjoy it? Can I get you a new catalog? Have you smelled the new scent? Whatever it is. But be able to build that relationship first. I know I had a bunch of people that rolled up to me from some consultants that quit. And I got some monthly club subscribers. I didn't know who they were. And I sent out an email, just a regular email to my customers. Did not realize that these people had rolled up to me and they were messaging me and like, oh, wait a minute. No, Amy is my consultant. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now what do I do? So the right thing for me to have done was to go in there and say, hi, my name is Shannon. I'm going to be serving you for a while. This was your consultant, blah, blah, blah. And then building that relationship instead of just jumping in because they're like, oh, somebody's spamming me, another Scentsy consultant, whenever I have this one. Now, if Amy ever came back, she can get her customers back and I can have a smooth transition to be able to get them back to her. But the right thing to do is to introduce yourself, build those relationships, find out what it is they like. There was a guy who bought a Friends warmer. I messaged him and I was like, hey, you bought a Friends warmer around Christmas time. Was that a Christmas gift? Yes, for my wife. Oh, well, did you get the Friends scent with it? I did. Well, what kind of scents does she like? Oh, she loves blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, would you mind if I put together a little package for her, thanking her for you guys ordering and seeing if there's anything else she likes? And they went on my site and put a $226 order in just from me messaging them and sending them a little bag of goodies. I think I sent them some whiffs. I sent them a room spray sample I had, a counter clean sample I had, and a couple of the samples, and I sent them bring back my bar samples. And they have $226 order. So next thing I'm going to do is, because I see some of those scents or bring back my bars, I'm going to talk to them about the monthly club. And then I can put them in my customer thing as a current customer. And why did they choose me? Because a girl that used to sell told them, hey, Shannon's a consultant and she lives in Texas. So you need to find out who they are, why they're buying from you, and be able to categorize it in these lists. Does anybody have any questions? Because we're right at the end of our thing about that. Yeah.
Well, I've got one. You said that someone's Scentsy Club rolled up to you.
Yep.
Now I do have a question about that
Mhm.
because if they've got items in their Scentsy Club that are no longer available, bars,
Mhm.
if the consultant comes back, can they transfer that back, all of that back to her?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Mm-mm. Nope.
They have to leave it under you unless they just start a new club.
Correct. That's right.
Okay.
I know. And it's like, I mean, because one girl left and she had, I think, 5 Cincy Club and they came up under me. And then she was thinking about coming back and she's like, well, I've already got like $215 in PRV that happened every month. I don't know how I didn't stay active. And what it was the fact that she didn't put in an order. And then those clubs, I think one of them fell like on the 3rd month or something. And then 2 people didn't have their payments right or whatever it was. So it didn't hit $200. And she didn't ever like follow up with them, but she didn't want to come back either, or she would have put in something in a whole year. So I was like, well, you won't be able to get them back, but you can message them and tell them, you know, you're coming back and maybe they'll just start a new club with you. And so right now she's a VIP customer of mine because she didn't realize that. So when you get those emails and it tells you that your customer has a payment problem, make sure that you message them because it will skip their order and then you won't get that PRV. So that's really important. I even had it happen to me before where it didn't have my card right. But yeah, that was a great question, Marcy. Thank you. Any other questions? Does this make sense? You guys excited about diving in and doing it? Well, like I said, it really, really helped me a lot. So, I hope that this helps you guys. So tonight, we're going to actually have a keyword and you're going to put it underneath our, thing. And I want it to be, customers. I just want you to write customers down. Everybody like, why are they writing customers? It's because of what we did tonight. And then our next thing will be next week. So I will put that on there next week. I'll let you guys know when we're doing it. If you need help with this, let me know. I'll be messaging a bunch of you guys to do the one-on-ones to go over your bar report. And you don't have to if you don't want to. But if you want to, I definitely want to be able to open up your eyes to see how much your business has grown. And because sometimes we don't even feel like it's grown, right? So, all right, that's it. I hope you guys have a good night. Bye.